Okay, let's start with the flower. And there's actually like a hidden agenda there, like hidden teaching agenda. Because we have done some box modeling and other kinds of modeling, and I'd like you to get familiar with different kinds of modeling, and then also about thinking analytically of what you're going to model. And with plants, especially flowers, there are often like specific geometric forms. And the question is how to make it so that it doesn't look too geometrical and that there is some organic feel to it also. But in the bottom of it, you also have to think about the geometric shape of the thing that you're doing. And that, for those of you who also like to draw, that analytical thinking is also good in general in learning how to draw different kinds of shapes. I've seen students, for instance, who have been like really good at drawing human characters, but then when they have drawn plants, their drawings have looked like some retarded 7-year-old something. So they haven't really paid any attention to what plants really look like, in other words. Not that they have been stupid or anything. And that will not be good if some part of what you're doing visually, be it like in 3D or be it in drawing, if it looks very much different in quality than other things that you're doing. Okay, I'm getting Photoshop up here, and let's go back to Zoom, and I'll share my screen. Okay, I'll start with what tulips look like to check that. And no, I didn't have time to go outdoors, get flowers. Maybe I hope some of you on Zoom did. Anyway, tulip, or I'll try the Finnish word, tulppaani. And maybe also photo, valokuva. And then let's search for images. Okay, here we have a lot of pictures of tulips. Also of what a tulip looks like with its leaves, which is also important because I also want to make leaves. Here's one. And here's another. So that's what the leaf shape is like. And the other like petals go together here at the end. There's another picture of tulips. And it's kind of concave, this petal in shape. Here's one more. So I'll use that as a model in Photoshop. Let's draw that. Hey, my Wacom tablet does have a pen this time. Great. Which pen do I have here? Okay, let's have the happy HB, which Right. Let's look at the tulip itself and make a couple of sketches. So I start with drawing the tulip as I see it, and then afterwards I make some more analytical images of it. So the basic shape is almost rectangular here. And they are partly see-through. And they go on top of each other, partly and partly not, these petals. Okay, let's see another tulip. Okay, this is more open. So usually I might have made this on a piece of paper, this kind of sketching, but now for this course's sake, I'm doing this in Photoshop. So now I try to understand the actual shape of this flower. There's one more petal. So when doing flowers, there's one like golden rule that I usually have, like never think that you're doing something that is supposed to be beautiful. So it has a function, the flower, for the plant. And that is to get insects inside it. Okay, so I think I've got the like basic shape of the uh, petal now, and I'm going to make the leaf actually out of the petal shape. By changing it a little bit. So it's a kind of concave thing, but maybe. So maybe I could use actually a sphere to make it in Blender. And it's not quite, it's, I mean, thin, but there is some thickness to it still. Okay, and I could do this same kind of analysis to, of course, any flower. It's I think this is a daisy, päivänkakkara. Is it? Is it a daisy? So daisies are usually also pretty easy to analyze and also to to model, but again, it makes it more realistic if you first look at what the real flowers look like in nature. Best of all, if you can pick up the flower and draw it from different directions first. I mean, for instance, here there's all sorts of interesting things happening here in the center, so that it's you can see that it's quite like almost a half circle, but then there's some often there's but there could be also some flattening there, or here it goes. It's not an actual half circle, but it's going downwards in shape. And when you look at the petals, they are they have all the like basic shape, but there's a lot of variation, like there's always in biological things, and also they are in several layers. So there's not just one layer of petals, but there are at least two on this flower at least. And here you can see how some of the petals have fallen off, and they are not in like a perfect geometric circle around the flower. And they are also in like also not fully flat, but there's some like arcing going on in all of these, which gives it like its specific shape. I think the more the flower has had water, I think the more the petals are up, and if the flower is wilting, then or it hasn't got much water, then I think the petals will go more down. So every flower is an individual with individual needs, which is of course fascinating when you draw them. So that's what I mean. Don't think as flowers as being pretty. Think of what they are and what they need, and then they will be more realistic, no matter if you're doing them in 3D or 2D or whatever. Okay, here's a nice image of of a daisy that has gotten something on it. Okay, so this is how I would then start also analyzing the shape of a daisy and make different sorts of variations. But this time I'm going to go with a tulip. And let's get into Blender now. And yeah, there's my stem. By the way, when you go away from the pose mode, it will forget the pose that you were making. You might have noticed that. But anyway, I'm going to go straight now and go to the object mode. And now I'm not in the need of this anymore. I'm going to just delete it. There we go. And maybe I'll also call this armature stem 1. And yeah, let's make a second collection for the flower. Or should I make a second collection? Maybe not. Maybe I'll leave it in this collection, but I'll make the stem invisible for now, because I want to concentrate on making my flower, which I will then later on parent to this stem. Okay. Shift A, and yeah, what I said that I wanted to use a sphere, but maybe I'll make a sphere out of a cube this time. We've done this before, so because there are some things maybe that I can use better if the basic shape is from a cube. I might be wrong, but let's try this out. Okay, add cube, make it a bit smaller. And then I need to go to object mode and give it some geometry. There's subdivide. Eight. And then I change the smoothness in order to make it a sphere. You might remember this, or you might have done this with Duomo as well. Did you do this with Duomo?
Yeah, but where was the subdivide button?
It's not a button. You go under edge and then subdivide. And you need to have the whole object selected when you do it. I can go back a few steps and show it again. Okay, here's this, the cube. I'm in edit mode. Now I click A for selecting everything. I go to edge, subdivide. And now it's remembering what I did earlier. So number of cuts, 5, or maybe 6. Trying to go with as few cuts as possible, because that's just better householding in Blender. So smoothness up to 100 or up to 1 actually, yeah. And I think I go with 6 cuts. Might be wrong about this, but let's see. Then I go to face select mode, and I want to select just part of this. So just a part of this will be needed for my pedal. And by the way, I think I'll call it pedal already at this point. Okay, I need to go into wireframe mode and then box select, like a little bit less than a half. And it wasn't very clean, so let's go to solid mode again and clean this up, selection up. So this is the part approximately that I want. It might be good. So here I need to, I'll use the C select mode. So I click C and then I get this, as you might remember. Then I click Shift so that it deselects instead of selecting. Then Enter to get out of that mode. And then these I will just deselect by hand by clicking Shift at the same time. And now this is the part that I want, so I need to like select everything else. So select invert selection, and then X and delete the faces. Okay, there we go. There I have the shape that will be my pedal. Obviously, it needs some reshaping. So back to object mode for a while, and it's not very smooth. So let's put first some smooth shading here. Yeah, looks better. And I might need some modifier later on, but not just yet. So in the object mode, I'll first want to have the like basic shape closer to a pedal. So I don't want it to be quite this concave, but a little bit less. Maybe, yeah, it's getting there. And in the photos that I had, the like top of the pedal was sharper, and I might want to need a sharper bottom as well in order to get the pedals together then. Anyway, what else do I need? Yeah, by the way, my pivot point is like outside of the object. I might want to change that now. So set, yeah, like here it's called origin and not pivot point, but origin to geometry, and now it's actually inside the object, which is better for my purposes now. And yeah, I will, now that I'm in edit mode, I will need some mesh symmetry in the x-axis. And yeah, I wanted to drag this a little bit up, so I need here the proportional editing mode. Let's check how big it is by clicking G. It's too big, so I'm using my middle mouse button now to make it smaller before I move anything. So I click and this is how we go. So the proportional editing mode makes the rest of the mesh go smooth. And yes, I have also the mesh symmetry here. And I'll do the same with the bottom of the mesh. There. And now I see that the remnants of the cube are a little bit weird here, like these particular vertices. So I want to put them a bit more into the middle, maybe without the proportional editing. And it doesn't seem that the okay, somehow the mesh symmetry isn't working. Let's try out the y-axis. Still not working. Something went wrong with the symmetry. Don't know what. I haven't changed the symmetry as far as I know. Okay, so just now that I somehow broke this symmetry, I need to just take the like opposite vertices and then change them by hand, like have like S and Y. So S for scaling, and then the y-axis S, Y. So this will do the same trick. Don't have time now to see why the symmetry is broken. So maybe it would have been a better idea in the end to take the actual sphere instead of the cube. But yeah, too late to cry over that now. Okay, so I might be halfway satisfied with this shape now. Should it still be flatter? Maybe a little bit. And if I had time, I would also make a little bit of like breakage here and maybe make a spine to the, like, if I go see the original tulip pictures. Tulips, where are you? There you go. Like here, you can see that there are all kinds of interesting shapes here in the on the back side of the petal. Okay. So of course, you are making the flowers that you want to make. So as I often do, I will save this and tubes and make a duplicate out of this one now that I've got it. Shift D, and I will make a new collection for those duplicates and call it duplicates. So let's move it here into the duplicates collection, and then I'll make the duplicates collection invisible. There we go. That's just one of the uses you can have for several scene collections. Okay, so I need a new petal. I mean, this one petal doesn't make a flower yet. So again, Shift D, and I'll start putting these petals in position. And obviously, if they are like really they need to be a little bit horizontally aligned as well. So looks better that way. And no, I'm not like duplicating these in any mechanical way, but mostly in an organic way. So to get the organic feel to the flower. And I think 5 petals might be good. And yeah, now that I've been doing these petals, I noticed that I forgot something really important. I mean, these don't have any thickness, and they need some. And they need to have like their. I mean, now they only have their outer layer, so to say, because the sphere in itself didn't have anything inside of it. All its everything that it has in these in the faces is in the outside, and it seems that they are also in the inside, but it's not. When you're starting to make any sort of UV mapping for this, then you will notice that it doesn't work that way. It's just on the outside, not the inside. So I need some thickness, as I said. So I'll add a modifier for the thickness. I may also need another modifier to make more geometry, but do I really? It doesn't look bad as such so far, but yeah, let's try it out without a multi-resolution modifier. Let's only have the solidify. So make the surface thick, it says here, and that's exactly what I want. And yeah, how much thickness? I think 0.02 meters might be good, and even thickness. And I mean, if I make a lot of it, and now you can see what happens. Well, I don't want it to be this thick, but this is just a tip for making the vase. You can use this for the vase as well to give it some thickness. So yeah, 0.3 millimeters was fine. And I think, yeah, I need to give it to all of these because I was stupid enough to forget about it. But it's
I have a question.
Yep.
Is it possible to move the anchor a rotation to the beginning of the petal?
Oh yeah, it is, and it's a good idea. And let's see that next. So there are a couple of ways to do that, but I'll add the modifiers here first. One more, and then we can go to the pivot points. Okay, for that operation, I will need this one here. And okay, let's make the other petals. Okay, it would have been wise again to do this for the first petal before copying the petal many times, but yeah, that's now a train that that went away. Okay, what I need is here N and U. What I'm going to use is the 3D cursor. So now, usually always the 3D cursor is here in the middle, but you can also change its location. So what I'm going to do now is for a while to move the pedal so that its stem is here by the 3D cursor. Like this. So this is, for me, the easiest way of doing this operation, but there we go. It's approximately where it should be, maybe a little bit more up. Yep. And then I go to Object, set origin to 3D cursor. And that's how you do it. Now, whenever I move the object, it's not going to stay there with the 3D cursor, but it's going to be, the pivot point is going to be there. Okay, I think that answered your question, didn't it?
Yes, it's good. Thank you.
There are other uses for the 3D cursor, but this is one of them. Yeah, also you could have just moved the 3D cursor to the location of the object, but yeah, you can move it if you want to. There's even a tool to move it. Okay, let's make the other petals now visible again. Okay, and not this one. And I think I need one more petal for this to look like I want it to look. So Shift and D for duplication. And then I can put it in place. And I need to look a little bit that things are as they should be, that they go together in here. But remember that the stem will well, if you put the flower into the stem, it will cover, so the like possible irregularities that are here at the bottom. Okay. Maybe still need to move it a little bit. So here it's good to think about the flowers you have drawn or analyzed, and then put the petals wherever they should be, whatever flower you've got there. And yes, of course, in a real flower, there would be stuff here inside, but yeah, I'm not going to do that now. So I'm going to cheat there. And then, yeah, I'm kind of lazy, so I just want to group these together and not actually, yeah, I could join them into one object if I wanted, but then it would be not so easy again to move them around. So I might just want to parent these 4 leaves to this one, or petals, not leaves. Oh, and yeah, I need to make a duplicate of one of them in order to get a leaf out of them. So this would be the leaf, and I'll call it so. Leaf. So it obviously needs to be a different shape. Okay, we've got it. And I can make a couple of copies of different sizes of this leaf. And I could just parent these objects together. There we go. And no, for some reason, it gave this group the name of leaf, although the leaf is basically not. Is it part of the collection? Yeah. Shit. I made too many. Too much stuff there. So only the flower, not anything else. Okay. Parent object. And it connected the leaf there again. What is happening here? Now the leaf is not selected at all. Let's parent them. Okay, now it did it. Don't know what happened earlier. So now everything has been parented to petal number 2. And now I need to make the stem visible again and compare it to the flower, if it's too big or too small or something else. It's quite big. Let's make it smaller. And then I parent this to the stem, and then it should be following everything else. And the question is, does it? No, yep. It only took this one petal. So perhaps I should join this together. Okay. Or I just have everything selected now. Put it on this right spot. Attach it to the stem. And I should have probably attached it to the armature. Okay, and now it's trying to deform my flower. That was not my intention. So as you see, it's never just a picnic in parenting. So in order to make this work, I think I'll need to first make a duplicate of it, like it is now, and take it to the duplicates. Yeah. Okay, now things look cleaner. And I want to just go apply all the modifiers and then join everything together. And if I had been I'm doing this in the wrong order in a way, because at this point it would be important to, or before I was actually making the flower, I should have made UV mapping out of it, but now I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to give it one simple texture, and that's it. So I'm applying all the modifiers of the petals, and then I will join everything together. Once that has been done. So away with the solidify, and now if I go to the edit mode to briefly look at it, there's like this solid rim everywhere. And now let's actually join all the petals into one flower. Or do I want to make some changes to it still before putting everything together? I think that's good enough for now. And now J for join. And now everything all becomes one single mesh called pedal. So the pedals are not separate anymore. And this I will now parent to the stem. Okay, and this did work. So joining the flower into one object was the solution here. Oh yeah, and as you have noticed on this course, a lot of modeling is problem solving. So if you find that you have a problem, then just think about how you would best solve it. Sometimes the best way is to delete the object and make a new one, but not by far the only case. Okay, and then making the lights and the textures and the vase and also would be like its own thing, of course. But you should have enough knowledge of Blender already to do that on your own. Okay, I'll stop sharing now and stop the recording.